Let's see. That's fine. Whatever.
I've been thinking about what to say. Most people say and think what they believe, so we have to train ourselves to what God says. And when we say, I want, we're signifying that we lack something. And as God's children, we don't lack anything. You can look around at circumstances and sometimes it will mess up. Just keep believing that we don't lack and we always have a choice. We can be mad or sad or anything else negative, or we can choose to be happy no matter what.
Yeah. It's possible, like it's really hard sometimes, and it might
Yeah,
be like, or it's, at least I know for me, it's not like the initial thing sometimes. Sometimes it is, but other times it's not, and I have to get myself to it, but I'm choosing to get myself to it, just like you said. So, yeah.
sometimes I'm really sad and I look at the circumstances and I'm sad. I have to make myself be happy.
Do you feel better from yesterday?
Yeah.
Good. I feel so bad. I just hate it. I hate it because I'm like, there's nothing I can do. I mean, pray, which in my opinion is like the best thing that we can do because we're just giving things up to God.
I go back and forth between being sad and angry and acceptance. So I can't wait for it to be acceptance all the time because I'm tired of being angry and sad.
Yeah.
And being here doesn't help. You have to eat whatever they fix. You have to ask the doctor for permission to take an over the counter medication. And sometimes that takes a while. It's following the rules. You have no control. I miss my old life so much. I think about how I used to talk, sing, walk, babysit. I think of that as a different life, and this is my new life. Another thing that makes it hard right now is with COVID. I'm in isolation, no visitors. That's tough. Sometimes I wonder if this is hell.
Where we are now. It's the world. Satan, this is his playground. So,
Yeah.
and I know there are people out there who will be like, I don't believe in God at all. And look at this luxurious life that I live. And look at you laying there in that bed for how long now? And you believe in God. So don't you think that he would make your life better? And that's exactly, I think, well, not exactly how, but one of the ways that Satan gets people because it's like, ooh, look at this shiny whatever. And then people just go for it.
Yep.
And still, you're
Sometimes,
better off.
sometimes I get caught up in there are people with diabetes that just lose an appendage and they still carry on. And there's some people older than I am. They eat whatever they want all their life and they're still going strong.
It just makes you wonder why, like, why me? Why am I in this? position?
Yeah,
Why have I been here for so long? And then, like what you were asking the other night, like, why am I even still breathing? Why am I still here?
I know before the strokes, I was so tired and I wanted to just lay down and do nothing. Every time Chandra had another baby, I was like, because I knew I would be babysitting more. Now I wish I could. I can't. I've never held Henry. I'm missing your kids growing up. Henry doesn't know me. When the kids were crying, I used to hold them and comfort them, and now I can't do that.
So I wonder if you were thinking about, like, okay, that's what my life was then. So then what can I make my life now? Which I know would
Right.
be, or I'm assuming would take like a lot of prayer and a lot of like creativity because you're just in that one place. It's almost like somebody who's in prison or are like sentenced to life who say that they're actually better now, that even though they're in there, that their lives were actually saved in there, and that they're better, like they're free, they're more free in prison than they were when they were not in prison, just because of Jesus. And I wonder if that is kind of your story, or
I thought I had learned so much, but I've learned a lot more since I've been here. So, in that way, I'm glad I had the strokes. But when I think about my life and what it is, I wish I had never had them. I know I walk, whether on this side or the other side, I walk.
when you get sick, do you ever think about like, oh, I might die? I'm sick, so it might kill me. Do you ever feel like that?
I pray for that. There's nothing I'm doing that someone else can't do, and I know people would be sad, but they get over it. I think Granny and Papa were the lucky ones. But he said, it's just like Paul, who said, um, to die is gain. I know when I first had the strokes, all I could think about was fighting and proving them wrong. Now that I'm at the end of that, as far as I know, I'm just ready to go. I used to want the DNR taken off and fight all I could, and now I'm like, I just want the DNR. If I'm meant to die, I'll die, even with a DNR. If I'm meant to live, I'll live.
And I feel like that's still true for even the thing that you were talking about where you felt like it was an angel, like to keep you here. That if you were supposed to go at that time,
Right.
then you would have. And there must have been some reason why you still are here. There must have been some reason why that happened. And maybe it was for the things that you said you've learned more since this stuff happened, or maybe the stuff that we've learned. I know I have learned a lot since all this stuff happened to you. Like God using your situation to help me in my own personal stuff. Oh, I don't see you anymore. I think I can still hear.
Eli had recovered fully from his stroke, but why can't I?
Yeah. Can you see me?
No.
Oh. Oh, there you are.
I knew if I kept touching stuff, something would work.
Yes, asking why. I've been figure out a different way of asking why. Like when it comes to the business and where we're living and just all kinds of things, asking, okay, maybe it should just be like why, yeah, asking why, but like truly why. Not like why is this happening, but more like what's the reason? Like, is there something that you're wanting me to get from this or learn from it? Is there something I'm supposed to be seeing? Or is there something I'm supposed to be doing with all of this? You know, is it just something for me to experience so that I'm prepared for something else in the future? More of a why for guidance instead of for, and bleh, like seeking guidance instead of just being irritated.
I try to be grateful for this place instead of being angry. I'm
No.
out of the weather. I get free food. I mean, I pay for it, but I get fed. I get taken care of.
I know you have these like butts afterwards. That's what JD and I were talking about yesterday. Like, oh my gosh, we are just so ready to get out of here. And I'm like, but we have a house, we have the business, which helps. You know, that's how we pay for everything. We have food to eat, and hopefully, wherever we're supposed to go next is better than this. Instead of us like hoping, like wanting so bad to get out of this place. We want to get out of here so badly that we just jump on something and it's worse than where we are now. So I'm like,
Or Satan uses that to do something to you. Like, I wanted rest, and he put me in bed.
you wanted what?
Rest, and he put me in bed. I never thought of something like this would happen. I used to walk around like it was a right and talk normal and swallow like it was my right instead of a privilege to appreciate.
Actually, when I think about opening up my mouth to complain about something, I don't. Like, I stop myself because in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I guess there are two things, but when it comes to like the smaller stuff, then I think about, okay, what if I were to say this to mommy? What if I were to complain about this to mommy? She would probably be like, wow, try being in my shoes. And I know that we can't always be comparing our stuff to somebody else's stuff because it doesn't make it less
Right,
significant. Like we're going through what we're going through and
right,
it's still something that we're going through. But there are other
right.
things that I'm like, okay, this is small. Like this is not even a big deal. This isn't even something even if I had nobody to compare it to, it's still not something that's even worth coming out of my mouth. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Right.
And so I've been,
I
it's still a thing that we're going through, you know? But there are things that I'm like, I'm not even going to complain about that. Like, I'm not even going to open my mouth and say anything because it's not that bad. It's not that big of a deal.
I
And
do that a lot because I'm like, all they hear is me complain, so I'll be quiet.
I think of it more of it, you're welcome, as just you talking. Like, you're just talking or venting or whatever. And I know that, I don't know, it just helps sometimes to let it out to somebody else so that you feel like you're being heard, especially
Yeah,
when you're there because you have people who come and visit sometimes, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I thought my purpose was telling people what it was like from my side to live in a nursing home, but they shut that down. So I think maybe what I say about strokes will change somebody's life. There's one nurse here that she was complaining one day and she said, I'm so glad you're here. You're the only thing that makes me smile. And
Oh,
I was able to tell two people who were having a bad day, this too shall pass, smile. And they smiled.
that's awesome.
So I'll do what I can.
Yeah, crap. Maybe doing stuff like that will help you. Maybe that is your thing to just so that because that will also be making people think like, wow, here I am walking around having a job that I drove to. I'm going to drive home and have my regular home life. And this lady who's laying in the bed is giving me encouragement. Like she's telling me to smile. And so maybe that could be a thing that you can be a light whenever.
Okay. I love you.
I love you too.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye. 10 of 11. Already done. I'm not sure what I'm going to do after my next one. I don't know if I can just not work out. I didn't plan this month out very well. This is what I did.
The way your body syncopates, you're driving me crazy. Ah, your body's amazing. Ah,
When you're down and feeling like you're lonely, someone else out there feels just like you. Go outside and be kind to a stranger. Watch what happens every time you do. Yeah. Make your own sunshine. Smile 'cause it's alright. Your heart's a